Welcome back to the Fight Card Podcast with your host, sPidA.
Hello, everybody. sPidA here, the Fight Card Podcast, coming to you once again, being joined by Aaron Suarez. Aaron, bro, how are you, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Another day, another dollar, right?
Yeah, another Friday, bro. It seems like every Friday you're stopping by, man. What's going on, man? Your only day off, right?
Yeah, my only day off, man, and it's the only time I really want to see you. That's
No, exactly, bro. Once a week is enough, man. I'll say that, man. The rest of the week, I'll see you on Facebook or on Instagram. But yeah, bro. But we are here. I mean, obviously, we are here in San Antonio, Texas. We're gonna be covering the UFC Fight Night event going on tomorrow. That's gonna be December 18th. Mm-hmm. Now the card itself, man. I know last weekend you had mentioned that it was the last card of the year.
Yeah.
And I meant to stop you, but then you got me thinking, and I said maybe it is, man. But I gotta say, bro, because even earlier, I mean, I looked up the number on this one. It is UFC Fight Night 199.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know they were numbered. I mean, I know a lot of them are UFC Vegas, UFC in Apex, UFC, whatever, man. But it's hard to keep up with a lot of these number promotions, man. But it is UFC Fight Night 199. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, just the card itself, man, we were going over some of the matchups. I did want to start off with, as always do, with the beginning of the card. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be the two fighters that are going to be making the card what it is. Hopefully, I'm sure they're going to go in there and swinging. We're going to have Matt Sales taking on Jordan Levitt, and this is going to be a prelim for 155. Mm-hmm. Now, both guys, of course, I mean, Matt Sales, the guy's ranked number 118. I mean, obviously, they're filling up the card, working their way up. The guy, he is 5'7", has a 67.58 reach advantage. Now, trains out of Alliance MMA, so, of course, Dominic Cruz and those guys, have a lot of monsters in there, man. So, looking forward to that. He is coming off a loss to Bryce Mitchell. Now, this was actually via submission, man. It was a twister, I believe. It says, twister round 1 420 into the round.
Yeah, but you don't see a lot of it.
No. I mean, that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up, man, because he was able to lock that in. And before that, I mean, I think we had I think this is the third one in the UFC.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I know Leonard Garcia got caught with one, and somebody else, man. I'll come back to that, man. But the guy is coming off a loss. I mean, he's still young in the sport. Jordan Levitt, I mean, the Monkey King, nickname,
which is probably one of the better nicknames I've heard.
No, yeah, bro. I mean, hey, man, I'm not gonna argue with him, But the guy, I mean, he's coming off a loss too, man. So obviously they pitted them both to see who gets the win and moves up the new year. Yeah. Who do you have going on this bout, bro?
You know what, man? I'm looking at everything right here, just on the Tapology, and you know what? I mean, I might be biased because of his nickname, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Monkey King, man. I think he's coming off. I mean, both guys are coming off losses, which is always tough. But last card of the year, hey man, the guy's nickname Monkey King. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
No, yeah,
just,
man.
Just for that reason, yeah.
And the thing too that I noticed, dude, I mean, on both fighters, the Monkey King, of course, he's coming in with a lot of submission victories, man. I mean, so the guy's a wizard on the ground. His opponent, I mean, training with the Dominic Cruz and those guys, man, I would say his striking is definitely up there. I know he's got a couple of victories in submission, man, so I'm not going to say he's a stand-up fighter because obviously he's a mixed martial artist. Yeah. But I'm going to go with the Monkey King as well, man. I think he's going to take it down, tie him up, and get that submission victory.
Yeah, and looking at, I like his Tapology profile picture.
Oh, I know, man. Yeah, bro. That guy, I mean, he's onto something, man. We're talking about branding, as far as the fighters earlier, man. And that's one thing you got to do, man, especially coming up. I mean, some of the fighters listening, you got to start putting an image to your name, But definitely, man. Let me ask you this, bro, because you coming up, I mean, when you were fighting, did you have a nickname?
I was never really big on nicknames, man. It wasn't something that, I cared for or anything like that.
You just wanted to fight, man.
I just wanted let me just get in there, right? But, man, I had a couple, none of them really stuck. I think more of my nicknames stick now, just outside of I have the long hair, so I'm always getting called Chief. And, so, that, I think, was it Shane? He was like, hey, dude, you got to come out with a headdress. You got to do this whole thing. And he's like, we're going to call you Indian Outlaw. And I was just like, okay, that's not too bad. And then I was just like, but now I got to get a headdress and I got to.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? I got to do that whole dance and it ain't going to work, man.
Then it's a cultural appropriation and stuff like that. I'm not trying to get canceled.
No, exactly, bro. Especially these days, man, because you probably will get canceled after this now, but, hey, at least we'll get this last episode in. My man, well, I mean, obviously, so we're both going to go with Jordan on the starting up the card. Now, I'm going to go up one, and this is going to have Raquel Pennington, man. She's actually fighting Macy Chiasson, who trains out of Fortis MMA here in Dallas, out of Louisiana.
Yeah.
Herself, man. But this spot, I know she's had a couple fights where she had to, she didn't get to fight, in other words. Macy is coming in with a 7-1 record. She's still, I don't want to say new to the sport, but I mean, as far as her record, it's not, she's not as experienced as her opponent. Raquel Pennington, man. I mean, she's 12-8. She's fought the who's who. She's experienced. Yeah. She's lost to like Holly Holmes, Jermaine, Amanda Nunes. I mean, title holders, bro.
Yeah, and the loss to Amanda Nunes, man. I mean, it was in the 5th round. So she went pretty deep with her. So that's pretty impressive just on that, big scope right there. So yeah.
No, and on this one, man. I mean, are you gonna go with experience or are you gonna go with the newer fighter, man?
Man, I've seen Macy, I've seen her fight before, and I'm seeing how she's progressing, and man, it's tough to really go against Raquel. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Macy on this one, man. I think she's up and coming. I think she's doing a lot of things well, and she's shown that she's durable and she's able to handle some of the pressure. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Macy on this one.
You see, man, I'm gonna go with the opposite. I love Macy. I know she's definitely gonna be a champion in the near future, man. Maybe even this coming year. I'm gonna go with Pennington with experience, man. I mean, I feel she's gonna be able to either control the early round, whether with her grappling or her striking, just to get her to tie her up. The fact that she's gone 5 rounds, I think she can go the distance as far as 3 rounds and maybe finish the fight in the 3rd round via unanimous decision, possibly. But I mean, it is going to be interesting. Like I said, I mean, Macy, she's represents Fortis, man, and by all means, all due respect. But I see Rocky on this one, man. I mean, I'm not gonna bet money on it, but for sure, man, I see her getting the victory, bro. But best of luck to both ladies, man. I mean, this is going down tomorrow. It's gonna be at the Apex, and one of the things I want you to bring up about the Apex, man, and it's not just Jeff Neal, but other fighters have said it, man. It's real quiet compared to the stadiums and the big show, and a lot of fighters, they live off of that, as far as the crowd yelling and whatnot. So I'm kind of curious to see if any of these fighters are going to feel that, man. I mean, it's going to be interesting, man.
Well, when we talk about the main event later, that reminds me of kind of what Derrick was saying a little bit. Yeah. So.
No, for sure, bro. And it's just, mental game. I mean, once you get in there, a lot of people fold, especially, when they're making their debut in the UFC and they hear like thousands of people cheering, man. It kind of fucks with your head a little bit, man.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Well, bro, from there, we're going to jump up, man. Like I said, I mean, this is still going to be for the prelims. I know, I've seen both these guys fight. I mean, of course, I'm going with... it's actually in the main card. It's going to be 145. It's going to be with Cub Swanson. Cub, of course, the experienced fighter, bro. This guy's got close to 40 fights, man.
Yeah. I'm sure they don't add their regional stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
So, yeah.
So the guy is definitely experienced. He is up there in age, 38 years of age, I'm sorry. And his opponent, man, I mean, no slouch, 26-9. Darren the Damage Elkins. Yeah. Now, the guy is coming in with a 2-fight win streak, and that's Wilkins. Mm-hmm. He did have a losing streak for a while, man. I don't want to say neither of these guys are on their way out. I mean, obviously, they can still fight till, they don't want to fight any longer. But I'm curious to see who's gonna be able to tough it out, man. I mean, Cub Swanson, I mean, he has a win over Daniel Pineda. He has a win over Crown Gracie, which was actually... He battled the whole flat Earth, conspiracy, man, shattered that. But the same note, man. I mean, for a while, dude, this is like back in, since like UFC Fight Night 123, man. He Brian Ortega, he has a loss with Frankie Edgar. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a battle of, I don't want to say nutrition because both guys are going to be healthy. But I mean, who do you have going into this bout?
Man, like I said, I'm looking through his losses, that little, 4-fight losing streak, and it started off with Volkanovski,
right?
Like Lemos. So I mean, he didn't just lose to anybody. He's losing to some good guys, and even at that, when he lost to Volkanovski, I mean, it was the unanimous decision.
Yeah,
so,
it went 3 rounds, man.
And then before that, he fought Michael Johnson, beat Michael Johnson. who was at the time a decent competitor,
right?
So he was up there. Man, you're gonna probably hate me, man, but I'm probably gonna go with Darren. I'm probably gonna go with Darren on this one, man. I'm Cub Swanson. I mean, done a lot for the sport, done everything. Even with his, what was it, WEC days and stuff like that.
Oh, so, yeah, King of the Cage. I mean, that guy's fought all over the place, man.
Yeah.
Original.
But I think on this one, man, I think Darren has a little more momentum coming in. His last fight, he ground and pound. Minner, he beat him, and Minner just lost.
Yeah,
so I think if we're looking at who they just fought and what they just accomplished, I'm gonna go with Darren on this one.
All right, man. Well, definitely, bro. I mean, I'm like I said, the card it's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be at the Apex Gym, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's a couple of good matchups, and we're going to get to a few good ones right now, man. The next one up is going to be on the main card as well at 115 pounds. We're going to have Amanda Lemos fighting Angela Hill. Now, Amanda, she's 10-1-1, with Hill coming in, 13-10.
Yeah.
Now, Hill, of course, we talked about it earlier, man. She was the Invicta champion. Came over to the UFC. Started losing a few fights, man. I mean, a lot of people started questioning her style or her fighting, but I mean, she's a fighter. I mean, obviously she trains well. She has a lot of great training partners, and it's just her coming off a loss to Tisha, man. I mean, that's kind of, for me, I think that's probably hurt her more mentally than physically. Okay. The fact that she lost to her, man. But Lemos is coming in with a 4-fight win streak, man. I'm pulling for her via knockout, dude. They both look to stand and bang. Not much in difference in reach or height, but I'm gonna give it to Amanda, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I think Angela. I think she kind of already plateaued a little bit. I think she peaked, and now she's just kind of, the ranking that she's at right now. I don't think she'll get any higher, any lower. I just think that's just kind of where she falls to compete with the girls that are, coming up, man. I think Rivas later on, man, she's going to be the girl in that division that kind of takes everything over. But yeah, for right now, I'm definitely going to go with Amanda Lemons.
No, for sure, man. And I was just looking into that also, man. I mean, Amanda, of course, ranked number 11. Angela Hill, number 13. I mean, of course, they both want to stay in the top 15. Yeah. But we'll see after this weekend, man. See who drops and who goes up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And yeah, I think Amanda is on the come up, and at least further up ahead than Angela.
No, for sure, man. I agree, man. And I mean, no disrespect to anybody. I mean, as far as the ladies, obviously they're going to show up, and either way they beat both of us up, man. But that's our 2 cents, man, and we're going to stick with it, man. But let me go up, man. One more. This is going to be the co-main event, one that I'm actually interested in watching, man. It's going to have Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, 16-5. Of course, he's taking on Bilal Muhammad, dude. Remember the name, and a lot of times I don't remember his name, but I remember his nickname, bro. And I just got to say, dude, this one, I mean, Thompson's ranked number 6 right now. Bilal, of course, number 11. So they're still both top 15. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to this, man. I mean, it's a good fight for both guys. I mean, it's going to be a change of styles. Stephen Thompson, probably the more technical striker, I would say. Okay. Muhammad, I mean, the guy's ruthless. He's the guy who loves to, swing and bang. I think you had mentioned he's coming in with a win streak. Yeah. And man, it's gonna be tough, bro. And I love Thompson to death, dude. That guy's a freaking character, dude. I mean, if he wasn't an arcade game, I'd be picking him every time, bro. Yeah. So, but that being said, man, I'm gonna go with Muhammad, bro, on this one.
You're gonna go with Muhammad, yeah. I'm looking back at the record and kind of what Muhammad's done the last few. I mean, a lot of his wins, man, are coming by decision. And then of course, just with the. With Stephen Thompson, man, I mean, he has quite a few finishes, man. So if I'm looking, I got to look at the finishes. I got to look at the age. Thompson is 5 years older than Muhammad. I was looking at everything, man, and I can see Muhammad, keeping this over there, or taking this one, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Thompson, man. Just on the fact that, I mean, he's a finisher. I think Muhammad shows that at least he's lacking that. And I think this is a good spot for kind of Thompson. Maybe get 1 or 2 more fights in, maybe in the top, 5 or so. I don't think he'll compete for a title, but I think he'll kind of fend off some of these guys that are trying to come up, like Muhammad.
No, for sure, man. You see, and let me ask you this. With that being said, man, do you see him getting a TKO on this one?
No, it'll probably be a decision. I think Thompson probably will get the decision over him, but yeah, I mean, you never know with what's going to happen with Thompson, man. I mean, he's been knocked out. He's submitted guys. He's done the submission. So it's he's probably won about every way you can think of. And I think he's also fought some tougher competition. So I think anything that Muhammad kind of brings or whatever, it's something that Thompson's seen before, and I think he'll kind of handle it a little bit, and I think they'll probably go with unanimous decision for Thompson, or if he does finish it, man, it's probably gonna be later in the rounds. Second or third, second half of the second round, maybe first half of the third round. So
you see, and the interesting thing to me, man, is the fact that Thompson just lost to Gilbert Burns, and I think Muhammad's gonna actually copy like exactly what Gilbert did.
Okay.
And go that route, where he's gonna be able to overpower, take him down, and control him, man. And I'm curious, man. I mean, it's gonna be a great fight for both. But I think that's what he's going to do, man. He's probably just going to go ahead and do what he did, man.
Yeah, and if you look at a little notepad, man, I mean, I just erased Muhammad's name, and I had just put Thompson. So, I mean, it was literally just the last second, last second switch on me. So, but I'll always pick my winners right before they win. So
No, for sure, man. Yeah, seconds leading to it, you're like,
oh, he got the submission. Yeah, no, that's how I was going for it.
Right, yeah, I say him via submission. There you go. No, I mean, for sure, man. It's going to be a good fight, man. I'm looking forward to it. I wish this fight would have been on the same card as last one did, because there was a couple of welterweight bouts on that card as well.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're on separate cards, and this is the ending card for the UFC, man, for this year.
Yeah, no, and just kind of rephrase, it's the last card that people were going to care about, which was last week.
Right. There you go, man.
Yeah, that's what I'll say, right?
Yeah, man. And you know what? I mean, and the same thing too, because even when you had said that, man, I kind of second guessed myself, and I'm like, crap, maybe it is, man. Because like I said, a lot of these bouts sneak in, man, and it's just I see them on Facebook and I see them on social media, and I just kind of forget about the dates.
Yeah. But
yeah, man, this one, I mean, it is good. I mean, I don't think they advertise this as much as the other one. But as far as the UFC goes, But I mean, obviously, it is a banger, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I wouldn't see why you would want to take away any press from the last.
No, yeah, dude, that was deep. I like that one, man, for sure. Now, this is it, man. This is going to be the main event. I mean, of course, we're going to have the Houston, Texas native Derrick Lewis. Mm-hmm. And he's taking on Chris. And what was his last name? Dacus. There you go, man. I didn't want to butcher that, bro, because he might come back at me.
Yeah.
But this card, man. I mean, Derrick Lewis, of course, dude. This guy, I mean, he's a beast, bro. Yeah. I mean, he loves to freaking bang. He loves to freaking fight. And I'm gonna bring this up because I want your input on this. But I mean, they interviewed the guy this week, and they were talking about his motivation for his fight where he fought in Houston. Against and he was talking about the pressure. I mean, everybody's like, hey, you're local. I mean, the fight, and he had brought up the fact that on that date he was actually released from prison 13 years ago, man. So it was a lot of personal stress that he put on himself. Mm-hmm. But him fighting at the Apex gym, I mean, is that good or bad, bro?
From what I took away from his interview was that it's going to be good for him. He's not gonna. The thing that he said in his interview was just like, man, at the Apex, it's quiet. You don't have a lot of people there. He's just like, so I'm just going to be throwing, just kind of whatever. There's no added pressure. He's just like, when you're used to fighting in front of, thousands of people, and then now they're not there and it's quiet, you can hear the coaches, you can, hear everything else, the punches, the smacks and all that stuff. He's just like, I just pretend the cameras are broke. He's like, no one's really watching this. And then, of course, just, what we alluded to earlier was this the last fight? And so he's just like, so people don't know about this fight, as they did the main UFC. So for Derrick Lewis, he's like, I don't know, man, I might throw a spinning back kick. No one's gonna, no one's gonna see it, right? And,
bro. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a good opportunity to take chances, man.
Yeah, and so I think for Derrick Lewis, I think it is one of the bigger advantages for him. But on the flip side with Dacus, man, he gets to move up in competition. He gets to fight somebody who's, been at that level. I think
fought Daniel Cormier for the title. I mean, he's got good opportunities.
So I think it's also a good stepping stone for Dacus to be like, hey, I'm going to fight a top level guy. I'm going to fight someone who has knockout power. But then there's probably no added pressure to it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it. I think to an extent you can probably look at it as a very, very hard sparring. Exhibition, man. There's really no downside for Dacus either. Now he doesn't have the pressure of all these thousands of people being in the stadium watching him and stuff like that. It's just him and his coaches and couple of 100 people, 50 people, 100 people, whatever it is they have in the Apex. But it's I think it's an advantage or at least an upside for both fighters. And from what it sounded like with Derrick, yeah, he's going to be throwing whatever the hell he wants.
Oh yeah, you see, and the thing about it, man, let me ask you this: with Dawkins, of course, he's coming in with a win streak.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got like 5 fights under his win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lot of pressure for him to win because of that?
I don't think so, man.
No?
I mean, because regardless of what happens with this fight, even if he just comes out and he just puts a good performance on and he takes Derrick, to the max, all 25 minutes. And and he loses, it's still great experience. It's still something that he's going to end up having maybe another couple of years behind him. The heavyweight division, you have Daniel's not there anymore. Stipe is he's not what he used to be. You have Ngannou who's going to be fighting. You have was it Gan? They're going to be fighting each other here pretty soon. I think that heavyweight title is going to be bouncing around quite a bit. And I think Dawkins is, primed to kind of also beat some of those guys as well. So I think this is, I don't think it's any pressure at all for him. I don't think both these fighters have nothing to lose. So.
No, yeah, because even, just the fact that, Lewis is ranked number 4,
mm-hmm.
Chris, of course, is number 8. So even if he loses, he's still in the top 15, right?
Yeah, he's still there. And I think even with an impressive loss, right, if there's any such a thing like that, it might even bring him up just even more, So, fighting Derrick Lewis, man. If he can finish Derrick Lewis,
that'd be interesting.
That'd be something. Which I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. But
you see, and who knows, man? Derrick Lewis. He can take a beating.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in bad spots where he just literally. I think on one, he was saying he was like the best blue belt jiu-jitsu in the world. And the guy. From what I saw in his ground game, dude, it's just like back in the day, man. Like if you roll with somebody that all they did was train jiu-jitsu and you didn't use jiu-jitsu to get up or jiu-jitsu to, they didn't know how to react to it, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis is just like, oh, hell no, I'm going to get up, or hey, I'm going to sit up, and he does it. And I think that's what, benefits him, obviously, because he's a big guy, man. And all these guys he's fighting, these guys are monsters, dude. But if you had to pick, who and what round, bro?
Oh man, with it, man, like I said, man, I'm hoping Derrick Lewis wins just because I want to hear some more one-liners. I don't know what his post.
Maybe even if he loses, I hope they give him the mic. Yeah, let him talk.
Hey, hold on, Chris. Just hold on. Yeah. Just over there. Get away. We need it for the Instagram.
There you go.
What do you got? But I got Derrick in the second, man. I got Derrick in the second by TKO. I think Dawkins is going to do enough to kind of, stay around in the first round. I think, he'll probably try to, maybe outpoint, Lewis a little bit. I'm not sure if you want to rush anybody like Derrick Lewis because of the heavy hands. But again, it's the easiest thing to get on Derrick, right, is a takedown, but you got to get close to him first. And so I think they'll kind of fill each other out a little bit. Derrick will probably, keep him away. But that second round, I think Dawkins is going to slip up somewhere, and he's going to end up getting caught by Derrick. And I think Derrick ends up just kind of finishing him out. I think it's even more extra motivation just for Derrick is just he lost his last fight.
Right.
And so, being able to kind of get back in there, last card of the year, don't have to really worry about crowd or anything like that. It's away from Houston, so he's not putting that added pressure on. I think there's a lot of upside for Derrick in this fight.
No, for sure, man. And I will say this. I'm going to agree with you. Derrick Lewis, if he can get the fight before the third round, because it is 5 rounds.
Yeah, it is.
So if it goes past 5 rounds, man, I'm going to give it to Chris. As far as via probably split decision maybe.
Yeah.
But, it's going to be interesting. If they both go 5 rounds, dude, I'm going to... Wow, I'm gonna be impressed.
Well, and so if they can get past the 5 rounds, we'll get to 5 rounds. Because remember, Dawkins, he's never been past the 3 rounds. So if they can get in the championship rounds, but both men, right, they're known for the cardio.
Oh yeah.
probably not, right? But man, if they goes later into the deeper rounds, the 4th and 5th, or something like that, that's gonna be very interesting because we know the cardio machine that Derrick Lewis is, right? But we'll see how he reacts to it. But Derrick's been in 5-round fights.
Oh, yeah. He's been in top pressure fights. He's been in, where now, mental game is actually, a lot better than it was before, of course. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's going to be interesting, man. It is a good card. From top to bottom. But yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, like I said, if it's before the third round, man, Derrick Lewis, if it goes in any farther, I'm gonna give it to Chris, man. But we'll see.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. But yeah, it looks like a really good card, man. A lot of good bangers, man. And of course, some of the matchups that could possibly happen after this card.
Yes, bro. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, all these different things, man. I mean, I know Derrick has really mentioned that he wanted to fight Stipe just to kind of, he's like, man, he's one of the, greater heavyweights of all time. So just to get, my hands on him next, that'd be pretty cool. Kind of see where he's at. And then, of course, you got Gane and, Francis, man, see what they're going to do, who's going to win that fight. And, how that might shape up the rankings as heavyweight. And then, of course, with Dawkins, if he beats Lewis, okay, who does he fight next?
Yeah, no joke, man.
Yeah, who does he leapfrog? So there's a lot of good possibilities, man, coming up. I mean, shoot, there's even the possibilities that we had even after the last card. So a lot of good opportunities for some of these guys on this card.
No, for sure, man. And I'm going to say it now, man. If Muhammad beats Stephen Thompson, then I would love to see him fight Vicente Luque.
Okay.
That would be a fight that I'd definitely be looking forward to. I know Jeff Neal has fought Muhammad. He's got a win over the guy. Even Jeff Neal versus Vicente, man. But I would love to see that one once they both get to the top 5. I mean, that would be a matchup that I would love to see. But like I said, man, it is mixed martial arts. We don't know till it happens.
Oh yeah.
But interesting, man. There's a lot of matchups. I mean, definitely looking through the card, man. I mean, there's a lot of people moving up and some people getting bumped down. But we'll see, man. I mean, this is going to be for a UFC Fight Night 199, like I mentioned. It's going to be at the Apex, of course, and it's going to be going down tomorrow, Saturday, December 18th. Mm-hmm. So with that said, man, we're going to jump over to another episode, man. But with that said, everybody, this is the Fight Card Podcast. Till next time, follow up.